educated, you are all very well educated people, everything is there. But all has come out of ego. So the common sense is lacking. So those who deal with the Mother Earth, like farmers, have tremendous common sense. Now in Holland, I used to think people will have lot of common sense because they are farmers, you see. When I had come in 65, they were better off, much better people, not so nonsensical. They were well-dressed, nice, sensible, solid people. Of course, I met quite elderly people also, I should say. But I was surprised that in the market you could not get a transistor made in Holland, could not get anything made in Holland. So I said, how is it? You don't make anything machine? He said, why should we? For our 25 bulbs of tulips in those days, we get one transistor from Japan. So why should we make a transistor? Common sense. We sent from here 25 bulbs, and they had fields and fields of all kinds of tulips all over, when I came here. So they said for 25 bulbs we get one transistor, so why should we? We export our bulbs to them and get their transistors. Why should we make transistors? Then they said we export our cheese to a particular country, or eggs to Italy, or chicken to this country, and we get all that we need. I was amazed. You see, they're so proud of their agriculture and so much doing like that way, which was a very sensible thing. And because they were dealing with the land, I thought I'll find Holland people to be the best. They were very sensible people, very sensible. Farmers, sensibly dealing with things and working out things in such beautiful manner. Very innocent and simple people. And naive up to a point of sweetness. Very sweet. When we came here, they wanted to please us, so they wanted to put a flag for us, of our country. And they put Pakistan's flag in front of us. So I was very happy to see that. And they were talking vegetarianism, but when we came, my daughter had suddenly become vegetarian because she had developed a funny nausea in the ship, you see. So she was not eating any meat or anything. So she said, I am vegetarian. So they said, all right, then will you have chicken? They were that simple, very simple people. And now they're talking about vegetarianism. I'm surprised in 65 and 85 only in these 20 years, how much they are changed. Subtlest exists, but you have to awaken him. For example, you have seen the water which is vibrated. Means what? Vibrated means the Ganesha Tattva is being enlightened in that water. So when that water goes into your stomach or into your eyes or wherever you want to put it, it acts. Acts in a way that it excites Isha Ganesha Tattva into anything that you put it. Now you have seen we have got miracles of agriculture to begin with. Miracles of agriculture is such that people are amazed. But it's very simple. Once you start exciting the Ganesh principle into the seed, it becomes 10 times, sometimes 100 times. Even the Mother Earth, which we think to be something dead, can be vibrated. Supposing you Sahajogis walk bare feet on the ground, the Mother Earth gets vibrated. Such Mother Earth will act on the trees, on the grass, on the flowers, on everything. As it is, the Sahajogis have been telling me that in their ashrams all the flowers that grow are out of size and very fragrant. Like daisies never had fragrance in London or in England, never. Now the daisy size was so small, it has become so big, and you see them everywhere, so fragrant. And it is a miracle the first time when I told somebody that the daisies have fragrance, they couldn't believe it. And when they saw the fragrance, they were surprised. In the same way, Ganesha Tattva understands things, organizes, works out. If it is awakening, if it is not, it is sleeping, then it does not. So it acts, it works out. Like a little seed when it sprouts, at the tip of the seed there is a little cell which has got the Ganesh Tattva which is being awakened. So it knows how to go down, how to go around the stone, and how to embed itself, and how to reach the source of water. But it has only the sense how far to go to exist, how far to go to nourish yourself on a very material plane, how to allow the tree to grow. But this Ganesh Tattva starts becoming very, very subtle and subtlest at the point of Agya Chakra. At the time of Agya Chakra, it understands that it has now the spiritual dimension. The same Ganesh.
लेकिन सब आदि शक्ति के ही अंग प्रत्यंग है, और एक जो प्रादुर्भाव हुआ वो भी ऐसे टाइम में हुआ कि जिस कार्य को करना था, जैसे अब आपके मेरठ में शाकंभरी देवी का प्रादुर्भाव हुआ कि उनमें ये शक्ति थी कि वो उपज को बढ़ाती थी। हम भी जब मेरठ में थे तो हमने बहुत वहाँ खेती बाड़ी करी, तो इतने बड़े बड़े बैंगन आप उठा नहीं सकते थे, बड़े बड़े टमाटर और ककड़ियाँ इतनी मोटी इतनी लंबी, उस समझ में नहीं आता था लोगों के। हमें तो 5 या 6 प्राइजेस मिले वहाँ। वो शाकंभरी देवी की शक्ति है। तो जहाँ जिस शक्ति का प्रादुर्भाव होता है वहाँ ये शक्ति जो भी हो वही कार्य में ज्यादा लगती है। अब लोग
I had a very nice gardener. He was from a village. So there was one fellow, old fellow, another gardener. He says, no use talking to this old fellow. I said, why? He said, if he is a Hindu, then an old man is a gone case. I said, why? Because in young age they live like ascetics, and in old age they become like bhoots. But if he's a Muslim, they don't live like ascetics in young age, they enjoy life, and in old age they are satisfied souls. So you better talk to a Muslim old man than to an Hindu old man. I mean, the reading is so correct about things, you know. Everything that he said was so practical and so sensible. I was really surprised how he could say these things with such sweetness and with such goodness. And how he... And the farmers have great sense. Like we had one minister who had developed a bad neck, you see, White Vishuddhi, Prime Minister. He was Chief Minister. He used to go on like this, his head used to go like this. So some farmers came to see him. They saw him and they looked at him. They said, oh, he's saying no already, what's the use of telling him anything? We have lots of stories of farmers in India, which shows how much they understand life. There's a story about a farmer who was traveling by train. And there were some naughty boys who came from the city, so they wanted to pull the legs of the farmer. So one of the boys asked him that if the eggs are selling here in this station for 20p, and in the next station the chicken is selling for £1, what is my age? Just to tease him. So immediately the fellow says, you must be 22. He said, how do you know? Exactly, I'm 22. He said, because my brother, who is full mad, is 44.